It was difficult to tell whether the sweat rolling down Pyros and Smim's faces were coming from the scorching sun or the heat of the debate. As the sun reached the peak of the sky, the passionate voices rose together to fill the entire agora. Wearing a silky cream-colored gown and hands holding parchments from their teacher, young Pyros and Smim were gathering spectators with fierce discussions on the recent matter proposed by the thinker. Can a mind exist only in the material world? How can a mind possibly exist outside your body? Your mind exists only because your flesh is there to contain it, Smim asked Pyros, scratching his forehead. Our body is a mere container that holds the material. Even after I pass away, my thoughts and ideas will remain in this world. Perhaps I too will have my apprentice someday, and my mind will live on with others, Pyros replied passionately. Smim tilted his head, placed his hand on his waist, and continued. Perhaps we need a clearer definition of what the mind is. We should find the great thinker. I thought he was traveling to another town, Pyros replied. Smim shook his head and pointed at the newly built pantheon on top of the mountain. The pantheon lets us hear his oracle. You need only to ask the mages to contact him, and we shall receive an answer in no time. By the time Pyros and Smim reached the pantheon, it was nearly twilight. Despite the late hours, the queue to listen to the prophecy and wisdom of the thinker was long enough to wrap around the entire pantheon. It was after several hours that they finally reached the center of the pantheon. The sky was now filled with stars, the Milky Way shining bright above the grand ceiling of the pantheon. Under a magnificent roof with the painting of the thinker giving its first flame to the humankind, was the first fire, the first gift of the thinker. What is it that you seek? Asked the mage guarding the fire. With their eyes covered with the rose hood, Smim and Pyros were only able to see her stern mouth. We wish to know how the thinker defines the human mind, said Smim in a nervous tone. As the mage tapped several square-shaped tablets on the altar in front of the first fire, Pyros and Smim curiously examined the softly waving flames. It almost seemed like it was dancing with the rhythm of the mage's tapping. Do you think this flame creates the passageway that the messages travel? Asked Pyros. Perhaps, answered Smim, but we can only ask one question at a time. The thinker has spoken, the mage said in a calm voice. She lifted her head from the altar to lock eyes with Smim and Pyros. Now, the mage continued, who shall I convey the answer to?